For Asgard, I was wrong, but so close though with the Mets. When I made the prediction of the Mets um, making it, or at least winning the baseball, I made that prediction barely knowing their record, barely knowing where they were in the standings. I didn't even know they were in the playoffs or not. I didn't know any of that. So for me to choose the Mets to win and for them to come so close, these rituals that happen, the deaths, the sacrifices, even though I'm wrong, I'll stand by it and say, hey, I was wrong. But usually, sometimes when there are deaths or sacrifices or rituals related to a team, that team tends to go pretty far. And I was wrong, but I was, almost right if there's such thing. But however, in a way, I'm still right because I did say like a New York team. I did also mention a New York team, should win it all. And many people are forgetting that the LA Dodgers originally and still is a New York team. Sure, they're from LA now, but they're always going to be, their history, whatever they stand for, is always going to originate, always going to come back to being the Brooklyn Dodgers. So here we have LA, Brooklyn Dodgers versus the New York Yankees in the MLB Finals. I said it. I may not have said LA. Although I said Philly, it's kind of scraping on Cleveland. But I did say a New York team. And here we have the New York Yankees versus the Brooklyn Dodgers. Either way, a New York team is winning this. And sure, the Dodgers may be from LA now, but again, they are still a New York-based team. Anytime you have teams that are from an original city, that plays a big part. Like, for instance, the Lakers, Los Angeles Lakers, that is still a Minnesota team. The LA Clippers, that is still a Buffalo team. That's still a San Diego team. Oklahoma Thunder, that is still a Seattle Supersonics team. Atlanta Hawks is still a St. Louis Hawks team. The Utah Jazz is still a New Orleans team. I don't know. I don't know much about the baseball, expansions or whatever, relocations, but there's a lot in the NBA. And whenever a team wins and they're from an original city, that city that they were from plays a big role. They play part of the ritual. Also, excuse me. Excuse me. Also, LeBron and Bronny. I knew this from over maybe 10 years ago. I called it and said, hey, LeBron is going to be playing with his son down the road. I called that, maybe not out loud, but to myself, I'm like, I'm pretty sure LeBron and his son are going to be playing together. Maybe not together, not playing together, but they're going to be playing with. But in the end, I called it. I called it. It was so obvious that they would be playing together on the same team. Again, this league is so scripted. From birth to college to stats to draft to where you're playing, all of it is scripted and predetermined. Sure, there's gonna some aspects of it that may or may not be real, but for the most part, everything, not everything, but most of everything, from the draft to the trades to the signings to the records, all scripted. Called it from a very long time. LeBron and his son will be playing together. And coincidentally enough, in preseason, LeBron and his son debuted against the Phoenix Suns. Did you hear that? LeBron James and his son debuted against the Phoenix Suns. What are the odds of that? It was preseason, but... And there was a little documentary or clip snippet of years ago, of Ken Griffey Jr. and his dad playing together. And guess who was in that clip? Coincidentally enough, LeBron James was in that same clip talking about it. And guess what happens? And guess what's going to happen in the first regular season game of the Lakers? LeBron and Bronny are going to officially debut together on the same court, maybe, most likely. But they're going to be playing at the same time. First father-son at the same time. This is a script, people. They'd planned this out from a long time ago. Here is what I think. Here's what I think is going on. You know, from the front, Bronny, obviously, he's not performing well. I think he was forced. He was forced to be in this position. I don't think, for the most part, he wanted to be here. I don't think he had a choice. Because from the get-go, this was going to happen. And you can see that this guy, obviously, he did not play well in college. Didn't play well. And hasn't been playing well in the preseason. This was supposed to happen. This isn't LeBron's decision. This is something above LeBron making these decisions. Because this was decided. I'm guarantee you, this was decided well before LeBron was even drafted in the league. They made certain that he is going to be playing with his son in the league. And here they are, years later. He debuted in the NBA with his father, with his son, versus the Phoenix Suns of all teams. The Suns. Bronny is no more than a sacrifice. He's being humiliated. This is a sacrifice, man. They're probably going to humiliate this kid or this guy more and more and more until eventually, maybe years down the road, he's going to become another stat for LeBron. I'm not going to say it. I don't want to, be too direct, but he's going to be another stat for LeBron. When I mean stats, a lot of former basketball players, former celebs, etc., have become stats for LeBron and his so-called career. LeBron was chosen. LeBron was chosen for this. You think LeBron woke up one day, oh, I want to make the NBA? No. This was already decided. I think before he was born. And I think his father was Nate Thurman. I believe his father was Nate Thurman. Whatever happened behind the scenes, I'm pretty sure Nate Thurman had a say of what's going to happen. And unfortunately, he had to go. Maybe he's still here, I don't know. But he had to go. He's another stat. This guy's whole career has been a script fest. Selected for this moment. Like, his whole career is scripted, man. I don't think there's ever been a figure as prominent or larger than LeBron. And this is done on purpose. The timing of everything. And it's not even these the LeBron haters and Jordan fans. It's not even about championships. It's about agendas. It's about storylines. It's about using figures for their narratives and their agendas. It's not about championships. Championships are just add-ons. It's scripted, man. All these owners still get paid. All these execs still get paid. It doesn't matter who wins or who loses. Sure, for some percentage, maybe like 5%, it really matters a little bit. But overall, it doesn't matter. Because they're still racking in revenue. It's not just about the championships. It's about, I don't even think it's even about primarily the money. And money plays a good role, but it's about agendas. Not agendas for now, but agendas for years in advance. They've already planned what's going to happen years down the road. And this is what I think is going to happen. I think the NBA years down the road, I want to say maybe 2050s and 2050s, I think the NBA is going to be defunct. I don't know why. I just have this feeling the NBA is going to be defunct by around 2050. The NBA is just going to fall apart. Right now, it's not going in a good direction. It's not good. But at the same time, they're still racking in revenue, but they're going to take a big hurt. And you got to look, the Europeans are taking over and they're coming in. The other Africans are coming in. So eventually, there's going to be very little to less American basketball players. So I don't think that the American basketball players would want to watch. Because it's just going to be filled with European players that they don't care about. Maybe African players that they may or not care about. And it's like, hey, we're not in it anymore. Who cares? But I think a lot of other things are going to happen. Commissioners are going to come and go. The NBA doesn't have, other than LeBron, it doesn't have that star power. Like in the 90s, early thousands, man, nearly every team had a star player. Every team had a star player that just worked for itself. But today it's like, there's really not much. Like star players. Oh, because a guy can score a lot? It's not the same. Back in those days, you knew who was a star player just by looking at them. You knew who they were just by looking at them. But today, it's like they all look the same. Same hairstyle, same attitude. It's like, it's just another person. But anyways, LeBron's career scripted. Bronny's career scripted. I think Bronny knows he didn't. I don't know. I don't think he really wanted to. In my opinion, I think Bronny knows that he's not good enough. I think he knows that, but he's just playing along with it. He really has no choice. Maybe there was a choice, like, hey, you want to play in the NBA for $1 million, or do you want to just get a regular job? And people got into his ear. You don't want to work no regular job. Go to the NBA and all this, but there's pros and cons with everything. And the con with Bronny in the NBA, he's being humiliated. He's a sacrifice. And years down that road, I think he's gonna perish. That's what I think. There's no way, I can call this 10 years ago, and it's coming to fruition. It's a script, man. It's a script. And sometimes it's very easy to see. Sometimes it's very easy to see what's going on. This guy looks like LeBron. This guy looks like LeBron. Like if you know what to look for, and you can connect things with other sports, other movies, TV shows, politics. It is pretty easy to figure out what's going to happen. You're not always going to be spot on, but sometimes things brush a little bit. Sometimes they come close. Because again, it's so scripted. This is not organic. But anyways, for Asgard.